What up, y'all? It's me, it's Vandy, and I'm bringing you guys another prediction video today. Today I am breaking down the NFC West. This comes specially requested from my friend Vinny from Almighty Vin Gaming. Go ahead, check his content out. It's pretty good. He does a lot of gaming videos with like Fortnite and Batman Telltale series. Seriously guys, check it out. There's my plug for the day. Now let's get to today's video. So like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be breaking down the NFC West. I'm going to actually do it a little bit differently. I'm going to start with the basement losers, and I'm going to go all the way to the top, kind of anticipate who's going to be the winner a little bit. So who I have in the basement this season is going to be the Arizona Cardinals. I personally feel like the Arizona Cardinals are in full rebuild mode. They did pick up Josh Rosen in the draft this year, who I think is an intriguing prospect. But for those of y'all who know, they also picked up Sam Bradford in the offseason. So I think just because Sam Bradford's experience alone, he's going to get the starting job initially. But if you know anything about Sam Bradford, he's going to get injured with pretty early in the season. So Josh Rosen will get some playing time, but it's going to be Sam Bradford's show until then. Also, their defense is completely deteriorated. I remember a few seasons ago where they were actually a very dominant defense. They had Calais Campbell rushing the passer, Patrick Peterson, the Honey Badger. Like literally, they were actually a very good defense. But they lost Calais Campbell to Jacksonville last season, and then this season they lost the Honey Badger. So there's still a lot of key pieces that are missing off this team, and I don't think that they're going to be a very decent football team, at least in the NFC. They still do have players I like. I really like Larry Fitzgerald, although he is fairly old, but he's still old, reliable slot receiver for them. Also, they picked up a pretty decent receiver in Bryce Butler. Me being a Cowboys fan, I actually really wish that was a person that we could have held on to. No, I don't think he would be a very dominant number one receiver like he swears up and down that he would be. I'm pretty sure his actual comments is if Des Bryant leaves, I will continue to stay and be dominant with the Cowboys. I don't think he'd be a very good number one receiver or an X receiver, but if you put him as the number two receiver or the Y, I think he's actually going to be very good for this. Alright, so moving on to the team that finishes third in the division, I have the San Francisco 49ers. Some of you were thinking you're probably already on the Jimmy G train. And don't get me wrong, I think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be a very good quarterback, but I just don't think this roster is talented enough to at least make a good push to win this division. Don't get me wrong, I also really like Kyle Shanahan. I think he's a very good offensive-minded coach. I love what he did in Atlanta, but this roster just needs a lot more improvement, especially on the offensive line side. I can't even remember who's going to be the starting running back. I think it's Jerick McKinnon. Who's a good pass-catching back, but not necessarily a good running back itself. Also, the secondary is missing a lot of holes on this team. They do have like Reuben Foster, who's going to be able to play this season. He did get rid of some of his off-field issues, but that doesn't mean he's not going to have anything going forward. So I don't think he's a very reliable, although intriguing, not reliable, key piece of that defense. So it is a team I really like going into the future. I really like Jimmy Garoppolo. I completely forgot that Pierre Garçon still plays on this team. He may be old, but he's still going to be reliable, especially if healthy. Alright, so the runner-up, or the second place winner in this division, is going to be the Seattle Seahawks. It's a team that actually took a pretty giant step back last season, and I think they're going to take a little bit further of a step back or stay exactly where they are, like 7, 9, 8, and 8 range this season. And mostly it's because their defense is completely depleted this year. And I think this is the reason why.
Play clock at 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler.
So they actually lost so many playmakers, not just on this defense, but on offense as well. Michael Bennett left for the Eagles. Richard Sherman is now a San Francisco 49er. Both Cliff Averill and Cam Chancellor retired, and Earl Thomas is practically begging to get off this team. And although they didn't really show a strong force on their offense, but Paul Richardson and Jimmy Graham both left to different teams in the NFC this year. So there's definitely some key pieces that I like that they brought into this team. Rashad Penny is a new running back that they drafted this year. I really want to see how he does behind this not-so-great offensive line. They also brought in a guy who absolutely stole everyone's mind whenever they drafted him, which is Shaquem Griffin. This is the dude I was waiting for to see if he got drafted, and I think, honestly, he got drafted late. So I'm really excited to see what he is going to be doing this season. So like I mentioned earlier, I think this is going to be like an 8-8, 7 7-9 team. I don't think that they're going to make the playoffs, but I do think that if any reason somehow they make it to the playoffs, it's completely on the back of Russell Wilson. Alright, so my division winner is going to be the LA Rams. This is a team that I believe has the toughest schedule in pretty much the entire NFL. I've pretty much seen everybody's schedule up to this point, and I think Rams definitely have one of the toughest, if not the toughest schedule in all of the NFL. So there's actually not a whole lot that I don't like about this team. To be completely honest, I think the combination of Sean McVay with Jared Goff is pretty undervalued. Sean McVay took Jared Goff from looking like this.
Hard line. Jared Goff's pass, and it's in. At 15 now, short drop by Goff, and the pass is going to be in. Goff, and he'll go down, and it's
going to be a telltale sign of his ability to diagnose and make plays with this offense.
2nd and 12, watch out from behind, he gets hit, and it was Vic Beasley.
So looking like this.
From the 39, first down with time, shot downfield. Sammy Watkins tracks it, caught it.
Really convinced him this was the place for him.
Off the play fake to Gurley on 2nd and 6. Goff fires downfield. It's Sammy Watkins.
Play action from Goff. Goff, deep ball. Robert Woods, he's got it. Robert Woods, he is gone. Touchdown Rams.
Obviously, they have a very good offensive line. They just signed Todd Gurley to a massive contract, who's probably one of the best running backs in the NFL, if not the best running back in the NFL. They also signed Ndamukong Suh this offseason, giving them 2 great interior pass rushers. In my opinion, the best 2 interior pass rushers are both on the same team right now with Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald. They also have a slightly underrated receiving core. I know that they did lose Sammy Watkins this offseason, but they brought in Brandon Cooks, who in my opinion is a vast upgrade over Sammy Watkins. So with the star power that's on this team, I really think that they are going to overcome this really tough schedule that they have this season. I'm not 100% sure if they'll be a number 1 seed going into the playoffs, but I definitely think that they're going to win this division and probably make a pretty deep playoff run. Alright guys, so that was my NFC West predictions. Please comment down below what you think. Tell me why I'm right. Tell me why I'm wrong. Maybe you have a prediction of your own. Comment it down below. I want to see it. I want to see why you think certain teams are going to be placed certainly in this division. Also, I'm going to be doing another video within the next couple days. If you have a specific division you want me to predict, go ahead and comment that below and I'll try and get to it as fast as I can. Alright guys, talk to you later. Peace. Gotta catch 'em all.